Ableton Live 12 now has scale awareness, which allows you to set scales for different clips, and certain devices will follow those scales. We can see the new scale awareness up top here, and if I create a new MIDI clip, we'll see the same thing down here. We can turn this on and off with this button here, and this will reflect our currently selected clip. I can change the scale from up here, and we'll see it reflected down here. If I create a new MIDI clip, it will adopt the scale that is already chosen. I can change that down here if I like, and now I've got 8-tone Spanish up here, and if I click on this clip, we see Dorian again. Inside our MIDI clips, we can see the highlighted notes of a scale are purple, so I know which notes are in my scale. I can also highlight the scale with this purple color. That can be done by clicking this little box or pressing the K key on your computer keyboard. We can also fold the scale so we only see the notes within the scale we have selected. Now where this really starts getting interesting is with the devices. Right now my scale is set to C major, and if I turn on my pitch device and play a C, I get all different notes, not just in C major. But as soon as I click this button for scale awareness, the notes are conformed to my scale. So I'll never get an out of key note using the pitch device. The chord device allows me to add notes on top of any MIDI note I play. So I'm just playing a C, and if I add a note one step above, that's C sharp. And I can add any note even if it's not in the key, but as soon as I turn on scale awareness, now these notes conform to my scale, which is C major, which is pretty cool. Chord also has this nice new feature called strum, which allows me to add some timing changes, like a strumming guitar. We can do it the other way around too, so the notes go down. We've got some cool controls like tension, which changes the rate at which these notes are played. Goes from fast to slow and slow to fast. We've also got crescendo, which changes the velocity of the notes as they're played. So if I move this up, the notes will start out very soft and get louder. And the same thing if I go the other way, it will do the opposite. Starts loud and gets quiet. So with these controls, you can make some pretty cool strumming chords with some nice feel to them. We've got a learn feature, so I can play one note and then add in notes on top of it, and it starts making chords that I can have. And now as soon as I press my chord, I get these pretty cool chords that I can play around, and they're all in my key, just using the learn button. We can learn a new chord, turn it off. And the cool thing about this is the intervals get preserved, yet we stay within our key, no matter what note I play. Let's couple this now with Arpeggiator. So Arpeggiator's got some cool updates. Arpeggiator also has scale awareness, which is really fun. So let me show you what Arpeggiator sounds without scale awareness. I'm moving up a distance of 1 step at a time, and I'm moving 8 steps. So I'm hitting every single chromatic note. As soon as I turn on scale awareness, we stay within the key. So now we're cycling through the notes and climbing up the scale. This used to be kind of useless to have the distance, in my opinion, because you would always go out of key. But now we can use the distance to do some fun things with our arpeggiator. Maybe I'll switch our key to the whole tone scale and get some cool, mysterious risers. Kind of fun. And the arpeggiator also lets us see some different shapes, so we can just get a better sense of what it's doing. Let's go down. Let's keep it at up. And now I'm going to add random. Now again, the way random works is it adds random notes. So I'm going to put the chance all the way up so we always get random notes, and it's going to sound like chaos. Let me go back to major so we can recognize the notes. And we get pure chaos, just random notes. As soon as I turn on scale awareness, All these notes are now within our key of C major. So scale awareness now lets us stay in key and have some pretty cool MIDI effects that are really useful for creating new patterns inside of Live. Live 12 also has a new tuning system. So you can access the tunings by clicking over here on your browser, tunings, and you can see some of these interesting new tunings they have. There's a lot of exotic micro tuning stuff going on. I'm going to just pick a few just to show you what they sound like. I'm using my Arpeggiator just to go through some of these scales so you can get a sense of what they sound like. So if you want to create microtonal music in Ableton Live, the world is your oyster at this point. There's so many cool tunings you have that'll get you some really interesting scales and notes. So I'm going to draw in some notes for this scale just so you get a sense of what's going on here. Notice the labeling of the notes too. It's greater than E3, less than F. This is an F, and then we play these back. So there's some great opportunities for creating some exotic scales and getting some cool micro tuning stuff going on in your music in Live 12. If you want to learn more about the new features in Ableton Live 12, check out the playlist I made that covers a bunch of these new features that are really fun and exciting. If you want to just learn about music production, check out the Music Production Podcast where we talk about all things related to music. And I've also got tons of Ableton Live packs at my website, brianfunk.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.